Hello. All right, I need to share in a couple groups first. So give me 1 second and we're going to get started. If I can. Here we go. All right, share the group. Sharing this one. Give me 1 minute, guys. I have a couple groups I want to share this in. Share. Okay. Hi. Good morning, Rashawn. Hi, Maria. Don't mind me. I have a cold, which actually started like 2 days before I even left. We're getting there, Maria. Yeah, I have a cold. So 2 days before I left, both my kids got sick. And they passed their cold on to me, and I was like really worried because I was going to have surgery. So I coughed the entire time. That was probably the worst part, was having to cough and have incisions. I am Erica. Today is a good day. Today I am feeling a lot better. All right. So I told you guys I would kind of keep you in the loop as far as my surgery, when I went through and all that fun stuff. I didn't take it. So I had planned on doing like videos while I was there and taking pictures. I'm not in any pain. And I actually didn't do that because my post-op diet that I had, which I had to do a 48-hour clear liquid diet before I had my surgery, and it ended up being like 60 hours. And I was so fatigued and exhausted that when I got to San Diego, when I got to Mexico, I was like, oh, planning on doing these videos and these like diary video journals and stuff. And I didn't do that because I was just too tired. So I couldn't do it. Thank you, Janaya. So, all right. I know a lot of you have questions. I actually shared this into some of the weight loss support groups that I'm in because I added myself to a ton of them before I even had this surgery because I wanted to know everything. I wanted to know the good, the bad, the ugly. I wanted to talk to people. I wanted to just know everything. I didn't want to go into this blind. I wanted to know everything. And excuse me. Obviously, I have a couple friends who've had the surgery and they've been very real with me on what it was like and recovery and all that fun stuff. So I kind of knew, but I wanted like the stuff that my friends wouldn't tell me because we all know that our friends are not going to scare us. So I've been in these groups and I just shared in some of them. So I know a lot of you guys are on here. And if you're thinking about having the surgery and you're in one of these groups, drop me a hi down below. If you want to add me as a friend and watch my journey, you're more than welcome to add me on Facebook. I will accept your friend request, or you can follow me. All right, let's start with the first things first, how I found a doctor. So it was really easy for me to find my doctor. Thanks, guys. I'm feeling good. It was easy for me to find a doctor because two of my really close friends went to the same doctor, the same facility, the same hospital that I went to. And they both have really good success. One of them is Kendall Watts. I know you guys know her. And she had her surgery done last April. And it's always been something that's in the back of my mind. And I know you guys probably like sit here and watch my 600-pound life. Like that was me. I would sit there and I would watch that show and I would be like, oh, I want to get that surgery. Like granted, I wasn't near the size that those people were at, but I would sit there and eat my Oreos and I would watch my 600-pound life and be like, I really want to get that surgery done one day. So when Kendall was getting it done, it was kind of cool because she got to go first and I got to watch for the past, I don't even know how many months it's been. Like she had it done in April. So she's coming upon a year. So I've been able to watch her journey throughout the entire year. And I've also spent time with her. I think I've been with her like 4 times in person during her journey. So I've been like, I've got to see it firsthand. I've got to see like her diet, if she's hungry, if she's fatigued, if she's miserable, if she really hates it, if you know, I got to see everything. And it was kind of cool because I got to see her a month after she had the surgery, and she wasn't doing too bad. Like, she hiked up a mountain with me for 3 mile or whatever, 3 miles up a mountain. So I was like, okay, all right, cool. It's not that bad. And she was, every time I would see her, it was like, boom, 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 like the weight was melting off. So, it was really encouraging for me to watch her go through that. So I, kind of was deciding whether or not I wanted to do it. And I just kind of kept watching Kendall, and I realized, you know, how much she blossomed and how much she bloomed. And, she really just became her true self. So, I decided probably around October that I was going to do it. And excuse me. So I decided around October that I was going to go ahead and I was going to go have the surgery, and I was going to do it in Mexico. Yep, same exact surgery. And I was going to use her doctor. And I have another friend who also used the same doctor. So I decided that I was going to wait until after the holidays because, were we, Allie? Maybe we were. I was looking a little rough that day. Yes, I did get the sleep. So I decided to go to the same doctor as Kendall, go to Mexico, go to Tijuana, and I decided to wait until after the holidays because I wanted to be 100% mentally, physically prepared for this. I'll get to how much I've lost in a minute. I got my surgery last Friday. Friday. So I waited till after the holidays because I knew it was going to be hard. I knew that going through Halloween and Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's, I knew that that was just going to be too hard for me. I didn't want to like torture myself. I wanted this to be something enjoyable, something that I'm going to be proud about. And I didn't want to set myself up for failure. And yeah, I wanted to start it in the new year. You know, I wanted to be kind of like new year, new me. So I waited until after the holidays and I booked my surgery for January 11th. Now, there's a big difference between getting the surgery in the US and getting the surgery in another country, like going internationally to have a surgery. And I'll tell you why I chose to go Mexico rather than US. I don't have the insurance that's going to cover the surgery here. And B, it's just, here's the price difference. Okay. So in the US, my son's upstairs. In the US, it costs anywhere, and I've heard like it costing people upwards towards $50,000. Yeah, Allie, we definitely were probably in the same place then. Yeah, it can cost anywhere from like $20,000 to $50,000. Okay, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. And that, if you do go through your insurance, there's a lot of hoops you got to jump through. Like you have to, it's probably like a 6 month to a year process. They watch you to make sure that you're losing weight on your own. If you lose too much weight and your BMI is too low, they won't approve you. Excuse me. They make you go to therapy sometimes. There's a lot of different things and hoops and approvals that you have to jump through in order to get approved for surgery in the United States. And that's if you get approved and what they cover. And sometimes the copay costs just as much as it would, hey babe, as it would to go to Mexico. So I just decided that I was going to pay cash out of pocket. So it cost me $5,000 for the surgery, for the anesthesia, my hotel, my transportation, my medication, everything. It was $5,000 total. Hi, Allison. Yeah, I didn't want to jump through hoops. I didn't want to make it a process. I wanted to do it on my own terms. I didn't need a psychologist telling me that I'm, not prepared or whatever. Okay. I knew I wanted to do it. I'm a 31-year-old woman. I knew exactly that I wanted to do it. And, that was that. So it was $5,000, and then the only thing I had to pay for was my flights, and I think it was like $600 round trip for me and my husband to go, so it wasn't too bad. And I decided that I was just gonna go do it. I was gonna pay it. So the way that it works is you pick your surgeon, and they have a couple consultations with you through email. You fill out questionnaires and things about your health, stuff like that, your goals. And then you basically just pay a $500 deposit, and you schedule your surgery date, any date you want, as long as it's open. And then you just go. You just go. You have to do a 2-week, well, every diet is different. So there's a lot of diets, and I've noticed this being in a lot of these groups, is, excuse me, I'm like coughing over here. Let me just sip. So every surgeon has a different diet, and I have a couple of friends that I've made in these groups, and they had like surgery dates the same as me, and we've been just talking. And it's funny because 2 weeks before, some of these people are on 4-week liquid diets, or some of these people are on 2-week diets, and then a 48-hour liquid diet, or a pre-op diet for a month, and then 2 weeks of liquids, and then 2 days of clear liquids. Everybody's surgeon is different. The main goal here is to shrink your liver, okay? Because if you have too much fat on your liver, it's very, very hard for them to do the surgery, and it's almost impossible. I was actually in the group last night, and I saw that one woman went in, was on the table, got opened up, and her surgeon realized that her liver was too fatty, and she got closed up, and she was sent home and was told to lose 75 pounds. Yeah, see, Barbara didn't have a diet, so you're lucky. So I had a 2-week pre-op diet, which basically consisted of, I apologize for my coughing. So I had a 2-week diet, which consisted of, like lean proteins, vegetables. That's pretty much it. Like, I was to eat healthy. Hi, Amanda. So that was my 2-week pre-op diet, and I lost about 10 pounds on that. And then 48 hours before, you have to do a clear liquid diet. And this is where it was like, I'm gonna die. So the 48-hour liquid diet actually turned into 60 hours for me, because I started it earlier because I didn't want to drink anything or whatever on the day of surgery. So I started it like 12 hours earlier. Gosh, I wish I could stop coughing. Take a deep breath. So my 48-hour clear liquid diet, I was able to have chicken broth, Jello, G2 Gatorade, water, pretty much it. Popsicles, nothing more. And the first day is when I came down with this cough. I came down with the cough, and I didn't know if I was sick, or if I was just like sick from starving myself. I know, I have a drink. But I was so fatigued. I was so fatigued after that first 12 hours of not eating that I felt like I was like in a bar fight. Like, I was so weak. I was sore. Every muscle in my body hurt. And the next day it got worse. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm dying. How do people ever do this? I was really just I was having a moment. Okay. I couldn't get up. I was exhausted. So that was a tough moment for me. And I had to fly on the second day. So, that was tough. I had to get on the plane. I had to fly. And it's also tough being in an airport when there's food around and you can't eat a thing. And you're smelling things, or you're on the plane and they come around and they give snacks, and the only thing you can have is a cup of ice water. It's really tough. It's a tough thing to do. So I was on the plane. I took the plane into San Diego. So this is kind of how it works. If you go to Mexico for surgery, you fly into San Diego. And then a driver picked me up from the hospital. A driver picked me up, and then we crossed the border. My husband was with me. So it was probably like a 35-minute drive. We crossed the border, and the hotel that I was staying at was not far. So as soon as we crossed the border, we went right to the hotel. It was probably a 5-10 minute drive. My driver was fantastic. He was like great. Super personable, made me feel very comfortable, made me feel very safe. It was not scary crossing the border. It was a little sad, but it wasn't scary. So we crossed the border, dropped me off at my hotel, and then I just kind of like went to bed, and I waited for the next morning because I was gonna have surgery the next morning. At 8 o'clock, I was picked up by Nathan, who is like he's a coordinator, but he's also a nurse. He's very involved with the surgery center. Oh gosh, no, it's not fun, Amanda. So I was picked up by him, and he brought me to the surgery center. You guys, the staff at the hospital that I went to and the facility that I used, they were amazing. They were great people. Made me feel very comfortable. I was not scared, and that was kind of like weird for my husband. I like just was not scared. I was kind of like eager and ready to just be like, knock me out. At that point I was on like, at that point I was hitting like 50 something hours of clear liquid diet. So I was feeling better. Like after the initial 48 hours, I was okay. I woke up that morning and I don't know if it was like adrenaline or what, but I felt okay. So I got there, and they have to do a couple tests. They have to do an EKG. They have to do blood tests. They got to just kind of like make sure you're in good health and you're able to have surgery. Everything came back, normal, ready to go. They hooked me up, gave me an IV. It was just a bag of fluids, and I think he said it had something in it that would like calm me down. I wasn't nervous. I had Dr. Gutierrez at Beauty and Light Solutions. If anybody is wondering, and I can get you that information if anybody is, wondering about it or wanting to inquire. And they also have a Facebook group that they added me to like a month ago. So it was kind of nice that they added me to the Facebook group. Hold on one sec. They added me to the Facebook group, and it was nice because yes, I have friends that have had surgery at this place, but they also had hundreds of people, I think thousands of people in the Facebook group. And I was able to message some of these people and get their honest opinion, and really just put my questions out there and be like, did anybody have any issues? Like, what happened? So I spoke to a lot of people that had surgery at the exact place that I had surgery. So I felt a lot better after that too. Like I didn't just go in this and be like, oh, my friend had surgery here, I'm just gonna go have surgery there. No, I spoke to people. Okay, so I'm on the IV and I'm just kind of waiting. They're waiting for my blood tests to come back, make sure everything's normal, make sure I'm not pregnant, any of that good stuff. And then they came in and they said, are you ready? Do you have questions? Can we go over anything? And I was like, I'm pretty informed. No questions. Let's go. Let's rock and roll. Let's do it. I'll put the name in the comments in just a second. Let me see. It's Beauty and Light Solutions is the name of the group of doctors. Well, it's the name of the facility that does it. So it's Beauty and Light Solutions. And it's Dr. Mauricio. I'm typing it. There we go. Yes, birdie. So they were like, if you're ready to go, we're ready to go. And I was like, let's do it. Let's rock and roll. Let's do this. And I just wasn't nervous. I wasn't nervous. The place that I went to, you're in Tijuana, okay? Tijuana is a poor country. It's not Mexico. It's not, I didn't mean to say country. But Tijuana is, I don't know if it's like a state. I don't know what it is, but Tijuana it's poor. So I was a little concerned. I was like, okay, what's this hospital gonna look like? It's more like a clinic, and it's a lot older looking. However, they have a brand new like medical facility that they are opening in April that I saw a video and walkthrough of, and it just looks like top of the line, top notch. Not to say that I wasn't in like a great place. It was just like an older facility, I guess, but it was clean. I walked in, it smelled like bleach. It smelled sanitary. Everything looked clean. I wasn't worried. And when I walked into the OR, it was perfect. Okay. Like it was top notch equipment and everything. I was not nervous. Let's see. I'm just answering questions as I go. What was the tipping point for you that you decided to pursue the Xray? I love that you've been open your journey. I was able to experience it firsthand when my mom had her surgery. So basically, the tipping point for me is I have a lot of pain. I have a lot of back pain. I have a lot of hip pain. I'm uncomfortable in general. I don't like having to shop at 2 stores. I have 2 young kids that I'm not as active as I want to be. There's a lot of reasons, and I just didn't feel like I was healthy. So it was kind of like, I'm 31. It's either do it now and enjoy, you know, the best years of my life with my kids and my family. And I do a lot of traveling, and it's uncomfortable for me to travel. We were on American Airlines coming back. I couldn't fit in. I upgraded my seats to the emergency exit seats because I wanted leg room to stretch my legs out. And the armrests in the American Airlines seats, they don't go up. I couldn't fit in those seats. And it sucks. It sucks. And the American Airlines, I can't get their seatbelt on. Can't do it. I cannot. My husband is 180 pounds and he couldn't get their seatbelt on. So it was just like, it's uncomfortable to be that big. I mean, I'm not, and a lot of people are like, oh, you're not that big. You're not that big. Okay. Yes. Granted, there are people who are bigger. There are people who probably need the surgery more than I do. But for me, it was enough. Like, I had tried everything. I was trying diets all the time. I was trying this, and nothing was working the way that I wanted it to work. And I knew that I had to have it done. So, it was just kind of like, you got the money? Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's stop waiting. Let's stop wasting our life. Let's just go for it. So I did. Okay. So I walk in the OR, they, lay me down on the table and within like, it happened so fast. They laid me down on the table. They started to administer anesthesia within like 15 seconds. And I just went to sleep. I've never been under before. I've never had anesthesia before. So it was all a new experience to me. I didn't know what to expect. Nathan was in there, who was the nurse, and he was just kind of like holding my hand, and he was like, okay, your eyes are going to feel heavy. You're going to go to sleep. And I was like, I remember looking up at him and being like, this escalated quickly. And I just went to sleep. It was kind of funny. I was like, this escalated quickly. I just remember looking up at him and being like, yeah, this anesthesia stuff, it happens fast. Next thing I know, I'm in my room. I'm in bed. I'm warm. I look over, my husband's there. I didn't feel any pain. And it's funny because a lot of people, oh my goodness. My cough is so much worse today. Probably because I'm talking. Okay, so the language barrier. They all spoke pretty well, like good enough English to where my questions were answered. They understood me. I wasn't having like issues communicating anything with them. They weren't having issues communicating anything to me. It was good. I was good to go. So I woke up, and here's the thing with this particular surgery is they have to do a leak test while you're on the table. So the way that they do the leak test is they fill your chest cavity with CO2. Okay, they fill it with gas to make sure that your stomach doesn't have a leak, because that's important. Like, you want to make sure your stomach doesn't have leaks. So they do two leak tests. That's the first one. And then as soon as they're done with that, they close you up. So you have all this gas that's trapped in your body. And a lot of people will say that, and I want to say, like, everybody I've ever talked to about this surgery, 99% of people, I've only seen one person say it hasn't happened to them. They say that you have like really bad gas pain. And that's the worst of the surgery, is the gas pain, right? And it's not gas like in your stomach or anything like that. It's gas in your shoulders, and it's gas in your chest and your back. And it's just tight gas, and you have to walk to basically get it out. It's not like you can take a Gas X and it's gonna work intestinally. It's it's just gas from them putting it in you. Well, I woke up and I didn't have any gas pain. And it's funny because my two friends who went to this place and had the same surgery, they were like, oh my God, like, we're sorry, but the gas pain is going to be like the worst of your life. You're going to be in so much pain just from the gas pain, but it goes away. I woke up with no gas pain. And they are like, oh my God, I hate you. You didn't wake up with any gas pain. They thought I was going to be like crazy. Yeah. So Ashley says I woke up in tears. I didn't have any. The only thing that was uncomfortable was I had like, it almost felt like period cramps. Like I had cramps, but they weren't like I wasn't bending over sick from cramps. I had a heating pad that I brought with me. I put it on my stomach. You guys, I was good to go. I was up walking within an hour and a half, 2 hours. Okay, so Tracy didn't have any gas pain. I was up walking, I was talking, I was on my phone, I was perfectly fine. It kind of feels like you did a really intense ab workout. That's probably the biggest like pain that I had. And because I've had kids, my my ab muscles are just, I don't know, they're like separated. I don't have any core body strength. So getting up from the bed was like, I was weak. I was just weak from like, I didn't have the muscle to pull me up. But my husband was there, so he would just pull my arms and I would get up. I would walk around every couple hours so I wouldn't get blood clots or anything like that. Yeah, I don't even have any like tight pulling or anything like that. Like I feel good. Yeah, it just feels like you've done a million sit-ups, basically. So I immediately felt dry, and this is probably like the biggest tip I can give somebody who has this surgery is chug so much water. Chug so much water before your surgery, because that's all you want to do after. And I can no longer chug a drink because my stomach is like this big. So I can't chug a drink anymore. I have to take slow sips. Yeah, you can't ever drink with your meal again. You have to eat your meal, let it digest, and then you can have a drink like 30, 40 minutes later. Obviously, I'm still on like liquids, but I can't just chug a drink or it's gonna hurt, you know? So when I was out of surgery, I was like, oh my gosh, all I want in this world is to chug a water bottle. And I couldn't. I'm drinking a lot faster today. So I opened this about an hour ago, and probably the first day I could drink like up to here by myself, slow sips. I was just kind of chewing on ice chips. And then yesterday I could probably drink like this all day. So it's getting better. I'm able to like keep more things down as far as like putting liquids down. And I had some protein yesterday. I have these little like mason jar. They're like mason jar shot glasses. So I can drink about this much protein. I haven't felt full yet, but I don't want to push myself. So I've been drinking a little bit of protein. For the most part, it's been Gatorade and water. I'm just trying to keep my my hydration up. There is a IV drip bar in my town, if I feel like I need to go and get liquids, I can go, and they have like banana bags, and I can just get an IV with vitamins and minerals and liquids, and it will get me going. And I've considered it because I'm a little dehydrated. I'm on day 5. My doctor actually didn't want me to have protein until Sunday. My throat didn't hurt at all, Lori. Nothing. So my doctor wanted me to wait until Sunday to start protein, but yesterday was the first day, so I haven't been hungry at all. Like here and there, if I smell food, we were walking through the airport on the way home and I smelled bacon, and I was like, ugh, bacon. Like I wanted some bacon, you know? And that was like, I was hungry for a second and then it goes away. But I haven't been hungry. And then yesterday I woke up and I was like, I think I'm a little bit hungry. So I decided to have like 2 ounces of a protein shake. And I was fine. And then I had another like 2 ounces later in the day. When I woke up this morning, I had another 2 ounces. I'm not trying to push myself or anything. So, on Sunday, I think I'm going to start with, I can start introducing, like soups. I can have purees and soups, maybe some cottage cheese. You can start introducing foods in about, I don't want to say like 5-6 weeks. You can start introducing more solid foods. I think I can actually introduce solid foods faster than that. I have to look at the the form that I have with my diet on it. But you basically just want to kind of like go with the flow. I have to be on vitamins. I have to take a lot of vitamins to keep my nutrients up. Do they perform plastic surgery? They do. They do mommy makeovers at the place that I went to. So you can have a mommy makeover. You can have your breasts done. You can have facelifts done. They do everything. They do everything down there. And it's actually really common for a lot of Americans to go down to these countries and have surgery. I mean, when I was there, it was Americans everywhere. Okay. I mean, having surgery. And, on the last day you're there. So I spent the night in the hospital getting fluids, being checked. I spent, 1 night in the hospital, and then they take you to a hotel that is not far. It's like 5-10 minutes away, for recovery. It's a really, really nice hotel. And, you basically recover for the night, and then they pick you up the next morning, and you have to have 1 more leak test done. So you go to, an imaging place, and you have to swallow, the barium. Is that what it's called? It's barium? I don't know. It's disgusting. So you sit there, you wait, you have to swallow this liquid, and they take an image of your stomach to make sure that nothing is coming out of your stomach. No, it's not dangerous. I'm good. So you basically go back, you swallow, they give you like this styrofoam cup, and it's full of this clear liquid. There's 4 ounces in it. And the girl says, all right, drink half. And then when I tell you to drink the other half, you got to drink the other half. I don't like liquid stuff. I don't like liquid medicine. I'm struggling taking my bubblegum flavored antibiotic. Okay. Like I'm on the struggle bus. Let me take a drink really quick. Whenever I talk about this part, I like, cause it's so gross. So I tell the girl, I don't like this stuff. I've had it when I was younger, and I threw up all over the doctor because I just don't do liquid medicine well. So she didn't care. Okay. She didn't care. There was like 15 people in the lobby all having the same test. And she was like, let's go. Barium. Yes, it's barium. So I took like a couple sips. I couldn't drink. I just couldn't. After the first sip, it's a clear liquid. It has no smell. But when you drink it, it is the most bitter. It is the most bitter. I can't even talk about it. It's just utterly disgusting. It was honestly the absolute worst part about having this surgery. And every single person in the waiting room that I was talking to, they were like, it's the worst part. You can see the gross look on my face, like thinking about it. Like I have PTSD from the barium. Ugh. It's disgusting. But anyways, I didn't drink the full cup. I only took a few sips and I was like, I can't. And as soon as she was done, I had the cup in my hand. I was like dry heaving into this cup. Just, I can't even think about it. I cannot think about it. It's so gross. Yeah, it all comes out. So that was that. And then I waited for the image to come up. The nurse, Nathan, he was there. He brought me back, showed me my image, showed me, there was one girl who comes back. She's like, that wasn't bad. I wanted to keep drinking it. And I'm like, gross. You're gross. You're a gross person. It was bad. Yeah, I didn't have a drain. So yeah, after that, they showed me the Xray image of my stomach, showed me how a normal stomach looks like this and yours looks like this. And that was that. There was no leaks. I was good to go. Basically, they put you back on your transport and then they bring you back across the border. When we were in the car, they had some chicken broth waiting for us, so I was able to have a little bit of chicken broth. But the whole time you're safe, you're with, people that you feel good with. They bring you back over the border, and I stayed at a hotel for the day. I had a really late flight home. It wasn't until 10:45 at night, so I got a hotel near the airport. Oh, you're so lucky you didn't have to do that test. So lucky. So lucky. It will forever be ingrained in my mind, in my stomach, in my heart. It was bad. It was so bad. So I flew home. Hi, Debbie. I flew home and I've just kind of been like recovering, and it's hard because I have a 2-year-old and I can't pick him up. So my husband's been like being super dad, and I appreciate him so much. He has done so much for me over the past week. If you have any issues, do you go back down to Mexico? I can see a doctor here if I have issues. If I have to go to the hospital, I have to go to the hospital. Obviously not going to fly back down to Mexico because it's a long flight. Yes, it was the sleeve surgery. Yeah, it was a long flight, and it's just a lot. It's a long way to go. But I don't regret it. I don't regret it at all. It was just a long flight. Any suggestions on what I should do or what to prep for? I'm extremely nervous, and today is scheduling day. It's weird because I wasn't nervous. My husband thinks I'm weird because of that, but I think that when you get to a point of like, I'm gonna do this, and I'll talk about like what people said about me having this surgery. I'll talk about that in a minute. But I think you just have to like mentally get to a point in your head and be like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna regret it if I don't. It's not that bad. I promise you, it's not that bad. It's a lot of like weakness in the beginning and just kind of like getting your strength and stuff, but it's not bad as far as recovery. It's not bad as like, every day you get a little bit stronger and better. I mean, it's fine. You're going to be fine. I would just mentally prep. I think that's the biggest thing is mentally prep and decide if you're going to do it, then you need to just go all the way. You need to just do it because you have your reasons for it. So stick to your reasons, stick to your guns. And people are going to try and talk you out of it. So I was just saying, before I had my surgery, I kind of like told people probably a week before, 2 weeks before, and my entire family tried to talk me out of it. They told me that it wasn't going to be safe to go down to Mexico. They tried to tell me that, this, and this could happen. Every single day, somebody would send me a text with an article about some horror story about surgeons in Mexico or this, and this. You guys, as long as you have a surgeon that you can trust, people who have had good experiences. I haven't found not one single bad review on my doctor. And I looked for months and I could not. I could not find one negative review. I spoke to so many people that have gone to the same place. Nobody had anything bad to say. I felt like, okay, if I'm going to do this, then I need to trust the surgeon 100%. And if something happens, something happens. But I didn't feel in my gut that something was going to happen. And obviously nobody in my family wanted me to go have this surgery. And I was like, I'm going to have surgery. Like, you can't talk me out of it. Once my mind's made up, I was going to have it done. And that was it. No one was going to talk me out of it. So I'm glad I did it. I'm glad that I didn't listen to anybody. I'm glad that I didn't let people scare me. And I think a lot of people who do have the surgery and go down to Mexico or another country to have it done, they experience the same things. Like, their family tries to talk them out of it. And only you can make that decision. And as long as you feel confident in your surgical team, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. Okay, so I'm on day 5. I'm down 18 pounds. So it's starting to like happen. Things are starting to move. I'm feeling better every day. The first couple days being home, I was a little like, I think the biggest part is it hurts to lay in bed all day, but it also, like, you feel weak walking around. We went to Walmart yesterday to get some shakes. And after about 15 minutes, I was just done. But today, I feel like I have a lot more energy. I'm getting more fluids in. I'm introducing protein. So, baby steps. Little baby steps. Just reading questions. Yeah. I know. No, you don't, Lisa. Shush up. So far, so good. See, my husband knows. No, not in a week. So probably that 8 pounds since Friday, but like 18 in general since I've had my pre-op diet. Thanks. I'm not noticing. I mean, first of all, I am noticing, and I was telling my dad last night, I haven't had, so I am somebody who, I have acid reflux really bad. And it's horrendous. Like, I have to take Zantac every single day of my life. And it doesn't matter if I eat something with acid or not, I get acid reflux. I could be on an empty stomach and I get acid reflux. Like, I just get it, I haven't had acid reflux once since my surgery. I have not felt any heartburn, any acid reflux, anything like that. Some people get it really bad after surgery. Some people, it helps them and it cures it. For me, I feel like I'm getting like the positives of this surgery because I didn't have the gas and, I don't have acid reflux anymore yet. We'll see what it's like when I introduce food, but so far so good. I don't have any acid reflux. My incisions, there's 5 incisions. They're all healing really well. Everything's dry. Nothing's looking infected or anything like that. Let's see. And I haven't had any hip pain, which is probably like the biggest thing I've noticed so far. And probably because I've taken just taking 5 pounds of fat off your body, can help you. So I've taken 18 pounds off my body and I'm already starting to realize that the pain is starting to subside in my hip, and the pressure's coming off. So that, my friend said that they had gas pains for probably like a couple days, 3 or 4 days maybe. But, the positives, like, I'm not feeling hip pain. I feel a little bit of back pain, but that's because I'm laying in bed a lot. I'm laying in bed a lot. So, to lay there, it hurts my back. but it's not the typical back pains and hip pains that I've been dealing with for years. And you guys can ask my husband, there are days when I can't move. Like I cannot move and I'm in tears, and I should not feel this way for being 31 years old. Yeah, I'm already feeling better. So if I can get rid of this cough, it would be really good. Does anybody have any questions? I know there's like so many people on here. Yeah, actually, a lot of people go to that doctor. I keep hearing that doctor's name, Sheila. So he's probably a great doctor. I hear his name all the time in all the groups. A lot of people go to Dr. Cervantes. Nope, the incisions, I don't want to show you them because but they're like this big. My incisions are like this big. It's a laparoscopic surgery. They're tiny. I mean, I think my biggest incision might be this big, and that's where they pull your stomach out of. But they're so, like, one of them looks like a scratch. See, I didn't have, nobody had said anything to me. Usually when people go in for this surgery, if they have a hiatal hernia, they will take it out at the same time. I didn't have one taken out, so I assumed that I didn't have one. How often are you planning on weighing? I thought about buying a scale today. So I'm like every morning, I'm like, let me get on the scale. Like I want to get on the scale because I'm excited. I want to like see the 2 pound. I've been losing about 2 pounds a day. So yeah, I've been like jumping on the scale every day. All right, I have never told anybody my starting weight, but I guess I should since I'm losing anyways. So my starting weight was 265. And I am 5'3". So like you can, my weight packs on. Like I feel like I look stocky. So I can't wait to like thin out and have a thinner body. Somebody had asked me about loose skin. So you just never know like what your skin's gonna look like. I've had 2 kids. I got stretch marks. Like I'm probably going to have a little bit of loose skin. You know, a tummy tuck might be in my future, which I would probably get done in the US just because, not that I don't trust going to Mexico or anything like that. Like I do. I would go there in a heartbeat. It's just far. And I realized when I was traveling that it's just kind of a pain in the butt, especially when you have kids. And after coming out of surgery, to travel, I live on the East Coast. So to go to the East Coast all the way down to California and then into Mexico, it's honestly like it takes a lot out of you. So if I ever get a tummy tuck, I will probably just get it done here in the US, because I'd want to be close to home and I probably wouldn't want to travel again. So, I mean, this surgery wasn't bad, but I feel like if I had a tummy tuck, it's a bigger incision. I don't know. I would probably feel, better health-wise, just having it like in my state. All right, guys, I'm losing my voice. I'm gonna jump off of here. But if anybody has any questions or you guys want to follow me on Facebook, feel free to follow me on Facebook. Pop your questions below, and I will try and answer them as fast as I can. Thanks for hanging out, listening to my fun little story. And I'll keep everybody updated as I go, okay? So I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.